bookish friends, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I've been having a bit of an issue the last couple of months. I've been in a bit of a slump and my TBR has been taking an absolute battering, if we're being honest. So I decided that I was going to switch things up a little bit, and I've seen quite a few people do more like a seasonal kind of TBR, or their summer TBRs, and I thought, you know what, that sounds like fun. That might switch things up enough to motivate me to pick up more books. And yeah, that's the idea behind the video. So I'm going to be discussing all of the books that I plan to get to over the next 3 months, June, July and August. I'm really excited, so let's jump straight in. So as I said in my previous clip, I've not had much luck the last couple of months. I've been in a slump and my reading has not been up kind of where it should be or where I like it to be, and I have not been picking up physical books. I've been listening to audiobooks and I've been reading on my phone. I've been reading ebooks on my phone. So I thought, let's give this summer TBR a go and let's pick some books that are giving me kind of summer vibes, or that I'm just really excited to kind of get to over the next couple of months. So I'm going to start with this little stack first. Now, this is a bit of a mixed stack. So I have one middle grade, one YA, and then the rest are kind of fantasy. So the middle grade that I've decided to go for is by David O'Doherty, who I think is very, very funny. And it is called The Summer I Robbed a Bank. It's got summer in the title, you know, I'm feeling it. And I think this is going to be quite funny, so I'm interested to pick this up. So that's my little middle grade. Then the YA that I've chosen is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So this is the first in the series, in the Natural series. I think there's 4 and a little novella. I've heard this described as Criminal Minds meets YA. I'm a massive Criminal Minds fan. I'm here for it. I quite enjoy reading YA. So I thought this sounds like it will be right up my alley, so I'm quite excited to get to that, see if I enjoy her writing. I've never read anything by Jennifer Lynn Barnes either, so I'm intrigued to see if I enjoy this, and then potentially I might pick up the rest, and then maybe pick up the Inheritance games as well, who knows. So that's the little YA that I've picked. This one, I think it comes under the kind of fantasy kind of genre. It's fantasy romance is what I've just read on the back. And I've seen a few people read this recently. I probably hauled this last year. And I've been really intrigued to pick it up. But now that I've seen quite a few people talk about it recently, I think it was Ellen Catherine in particular, I think, that I saw read it, and she just made me want to pick it up straight away. And that is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maher. I think that's how you say her name. I'm really intrigued to get to this one. I think this one's going to be a cute little read and kind of up my alley, as they say. And the next 3 are just pure fantasy books. The first one, it was on my TBR for last month. Obviously I didn't get round to it, but I am really intrigued to actually pick this up, because I know I'm probably one of the last people to actually get round to reading it. And that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I know, I'm late, but I don't like jumping on the bandwagon, and I think when there's a lot of hype around something, it kind of puts me off. Don't know why, it's how I've always been, but I feel like now is going to be a good time, or over the summer months that are coming up, is going to be a good time to get into that one. Then I have decided to put onto the list Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Again, I bought this last year. It was obviously spoke about widely. I know it was lots of people's favourite book from last year. And I'm just excited to get into it. Again, I'm probably one of the last people to read this, but that's okay, I don't mind. And then the final fantasy or romantasy, you know, whichever one it is, that I've decided to add on to here is Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco. I absolutely love this. I don't like buying books in hardback. I do prefer a paperback, but you know, it was a bargain. I think I got it for quite a good deal. I loved Kingdom of the Wicked. I just finished that trilogy I think a month or two ago, so I'm excited to get back into this world. And then obviously I know there's going to be another one coming out, I think it's later this year, so I'd like to kind of stay as up to date as possible so that when that comes out I can get it and not feel too, you know, out of the world. So I'm looking forward to this one. Next stack. So these are my thrillers. Yeah, these are kind of thrillers that I want to get to over the next couple of months. And these are all just because they're giving me kind of summer vibes, and you'll see why for most of them. So the first one is by Michelle Campbell, and it is A Stranger on the Beach. It says don't let him in. I've had this on my TBR now for quite a while. This is probably one I picked up in the works or something like that. So I'm excited. I saw someone else reading this recently and it jogged it in my memory, and so I want to give this one a go. And it's obviously set on a beach, so summer beach, you know, why not? This one is by Jenny Blackhurst, and it's called The Summer Girl. Look, another beach house. Like, I just love it. The last one never made it out alive. I have no idea what any of these books are about, but I love going in blind. So there we go. That's another, and this looks like it's quite short as well. Yeah, it's just over 300 pages, so that will be nice. The next one still has a sticker on it. This was given to me in a bag of secondhand books. So my cousin read, I think she read this one, and then she gave it to me in that bag. And this is called A Stranger on Board by Cameron Ward. And again, we've got lake, sea, I don't know, docks. The yacht of your dreams, the journey of your nightmares. Okay, sounds interesting. A super yacht, a perfect escape until the first passenger disappears. Sign me up. Love it. Then I decided to put these two on this summer TBR. They're not exactly summer vibes, but they have been on my TBR for quite a long time, and they're the last two that I have left by this author, and I just thought, you know what, I would like to get them read and off of my TBR. So the first one we have by Ruth Rendell is The Girl Next Door. I think this is just kind of like one of her standalones, so intrigued to read that. I have read a few in her Inspector Wexford series. I think I've read like the first 4. I think it's a massive series. I wouldn't mind reading more of them, to be honest. But I'd probably read them like if I picked them up in the library or something like that. That would be, I wouldn't specifically go out and buy them. But I think this was like number 23 or something like that. And this one is called The Vault. So again, once I'm into her writing style, I enjoy it. I have a good time. It's just sometimes it just takes me a couple of pages to get into that old English kind of writing style. And then the next 3 books are all James Patterson books, because we all know I love James Patterson. He's one of my favourite authors, probably my favourite author ever. And I've got a huge amount of his books. I've got quite a backlist of his to kind of get through. I've read quite a few, but I need to get cracking because I've got over 4 shelves purely dedicated to James Patterson. This one obviously is giving all of the summer vibes. It is called The Summer House. It says 7 murder victims, 2 versions of the truth. And this is written by James Patterson and Brendan Dubois. Oh, I love that name, Dubois. Yeah, no idea what it's about, but why not? One thing I always love about James Patterson books is they're just so fast-paced and they're just nice and quick to get through. The next one that I have put on the list is James Patterson and Howard Rogan, and this is part, I'm pretty sure it's only a duology, but the first one is called Honeymoon, and again, I have no idea what it's about, but it's been on my TBR for very, very many years. So I need to start getting through my James Pattersons. So I thought I would stick that on there. And this one is interesting because James Patterson also, obviously he is most well known for his crime thriller type of books, or that style of writing, but he also writes every now and again. He collaborates and he does like romance, and he also does a lot of middle grade stuff. And I've read, I read one of his middle grade books, I think last year, or I listened to an audio of it, and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. But getting back to this, before I go off on a tangent, this is one of the only kind of romancy books of his that I have left, that I physically own on my TBR. It's the only one I haven't read, and it's James Patterson and Emily Raymond, and this one is called First Love. And as you can see from the cover, they're very clearly on some kind of beach, so that is why. Oh, it's a road trip. Oh, very nice. Okay, that's why I chose to add that one to my summer TBR. And then finally, this little stack, this is going to be my romance stack that I want to prioritise over the next coming months. So the first one is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I am yet to read an Emily Henry book. I have not read her writing before. This is the only one that I own so far, and I don't want to go and start buying all of her books if, for example, she's not going to be for me. No doubt she probably will be, because I've heard nothing but amazing things, but you know, I thought, let's play it safe, and especially considering I'm on a book buying ban anyway. This says 1 summer, 2 rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. I mean, it's all the summer vibes. That's why I've chose it. I need to see if I'm gonna like Emily Henry's books. Next, this one is part of the haul that I just did recently, my big birthday haul. And it's just kind of giving me summer vibes. I'm not sure why. And that is Falling Hard for the Royal Guard by Megan Clawson. This is obviously set in London, and I am obviously a London girly. I live in the city, and I'm just excited to read it. Why not? The next one that I've decided to put onto the summer TBR is Night Shift by Annie Crown. Again, I've seen a lot of people, I hauled this recently, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it and saying how much they thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, why not? I'm gonna give it a go. The next one, again, this was in my haul, but I'm intrigued to try and get into some sports romances. and I decided that I would start with, obviously I think Night Shift is kind of a sporty romance. It's a bookworm and a basketball player or something, I think. And then I also decided that I was going to get into hockey. Behind the Net, Stephanie Archer. Again, I've heard really good things about this. Everyone that I've seen read it has absolutely loved it. So that's why I had to put it on the Summer TBR. The next one is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I have only read the small one of the meet cute stories that was on Amazon, that was written by Ashley Poston. That's the only Ashley Poston I've read, and it was okay. Like, I wasn't blown away by it. It was probably my second least favourite out of all of those little short stories. But I have heard good things about this and about her books in general. So this is what I'm going to start with. I'm going to see if I like her writing. If I do, then I'm going to get hold of The 7 Year Slip and give that a go as well. Then I decided to stick on it because it's kind of giving me summery vibes. It's very bright and colourful. Excuse me. I have never read a Tessa Bailey book. And again, I've heard really mixed reviews on Tessa Bailey. So I decided I would give her a go. Why not? And the first one I'm going to read is Secretly Yours. I think this is part of a little interconnected series. So yeah, I'm intrigued to get to this and see if I actually enjoy her writing. Then I couldn't not put it on the Summer TBR. Everybody has again read this. I'm very late to the party. It's Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I've heard nothing but good things, and I think this is going to be right up my street. I think I'm going to enjoy it. And finally, I've also decided that I want to prioritise the Chestnut Spring series. I only own the first 4. So we've got Flawless, we've got Heartless, we've got Powerless, and we've got Reckless. And it's just Hopeless that is missing. But I thought, you know what, I want to prioritise the series. I've seen, again, nothing but good things about Elsie Silver and her writing, about this series in general. And I'm just really intrigued to get to them and see what I think. So those are all the books that I want to try to get to over the summer. I'll be interested to see how many of them I actually do pick up. I'm not going to do a wrap up this month for May. As I said at the beginning, it was a really slumpy kind of month. I did manage to read 10 books and 6 little short stories. It's another one of those Amazon ones where it was all the little short stories by different authors. This one was all about obsession. Check it out if you're on there. Some of them were not that great. The last couple were much better. As I said, I mostly read audiobooks and ebooks this month. I think I only had 1 5-star, which was Profile K by Helen Fields. Absolutely fantastic. I love her writing. Everything she brings out, I give a 5-star to. I'm going to go back, and she's got a series. I think I only read the first one in that series a few years ago, and I loved it. But then just never continued. So I'm going to try and get my hands on that series and give that a go. But I would highly recommend Profile K. And I think the only other book that I would probably mention this month would be The Holiday Escape by Heidi Swain. I absolutely love Heidi Swain. This is her latest release, and I really enjoyed it. I gave this one 4 stars. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think any of the others are worth mentioning. I will leave my Goodreads linked down below if you want to go take a look and see what I actually read in the month of May. Please feel free. And that's it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I will see you in whatever comes next.